On December 13th, 2015, 45-year-old Chad Fontenot called 911, claiming that he had just killed his girlfriend, Kim Boswell, and his roommate, Wendell Nichols. The police secured the crime scene and brought Chad back to the police department to be interviewed. Before speaking with Chad, the detectives decide to talk with his ex-girlfriend first to get a better understanding of who Chad is and his relationship to his victims.
You may have received a phone call, and that's what we're here to talk about today, okay? Okay. You probably know Chad better than anybody, so just kind of give me a little background with him, how long you guys dated, just so I can just to know who he is, because I did not have the opportunity to really talk to him last night.
Okay. Chad was not a violent person.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, of course we argued.
Right.
He's an alcoholic. He would miss work. And that's the most that we argued about. Him getting drunk and falling down.
Mm-hmm.
Me being afraid that he's going to truly hurt himself. He fractured a couple of ribs. But never once was there any violence in any of this relationship.
So he never physically touched you or anything like that?
Never. Chad is just literally becoming more and more introverted, not talking and doing nothing. I mean, he would, be at the house, cook and everything else, but to get him to have a conversation, I would just have to literally drag it out and, talk to him. And it was just very depressed state. I mean, just never smiling and almost flat affect at times. On a Sunday and every morning he was talking to me, texting me, and just telling me, he said, I can't control my drinking and I can't keep making you this miserable. He said, I need to leave you because I keep hurting you. And he goes, I don't know what to do. And, we're trying to make this thing work out. And then he met Kim. She is a very severe alcoholic also. Apparently she was in an accident with an 18-wheeler is the story that she was telling everybody. And so she's on pain medication and she pops pills and drinks. And Chad was texting me, telling me that he met his match, that, this girl can drink him under the table. She doesn't slow down. He's saying, Janice, I can't get any rest. I don't sleep anymore. She goes. It's drinking. And
Chad's ex-girlfriend Janice claims that he struggled with depression and drinking alcohol throughout their relationship. Eventually, Chad would leave her only to find a new girlfriend who would later become one of his victims.
The guy that he was living with told me that he tried to leave her a couple of times. She'd come over like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, banging on the windows, beating on the side of the trailer. He had to go out and tell her to leave. The guy that he was living with, got what Chad considered just a little too harsh with her. So he says, man, you ain't got to be mean about it. He says, just, I'll get her to leave. But this was a continuing thing. Whenever Chad would leave, she would chase him into the bars, into the trailers, just no matter what. December the 1st, he came over, he got out of his truck. And when I looked at him, I said, Chad, I said, man, what is going on with you? You look like shit. He goes, I am so exhausted. He says, James, I never sleep anymore. He said, she's on me like this all the time. He said, I can't get away from her. He says, I sleep in the woods for her not to be able to find me.
Wow.
And I said, Chad, we really need to talk. We need to get you some help.
Yeah.
You need to get out of this situation with her. And just the things that he was telling me about how she would just constantly, she's on him and fighting and controlling him. Chad didn't have a job, didn't have a vehicle, didn't have any money. Okay? She had all the control in the relationship. When you would try to call him, she would answer his phone. She would tell him he called me, you have to quit texting me. Kim's getting upset and crying. He said, you can't do that. I said, I'm not doing anything trying to talk to you. She doesn't like it. You got to quit. I hear her in the background just yelling at him and crying and yelling and screaming. The whole time that, the last 30 minutes that he was there, 15 minutes of it was nothing but her calling his phone, my phone, his phone, my phone. He would pick up, call, talk to her. Very calm. Kim, calm down. I'm leaving. Okay, I'm coming. Hang up. She calls again, calls again, calls again. Honest to God, look at the records. This is how she dealt with him.
Right.
Push, 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 push. And the man I've never seen him. I'm used to looking at him in an alcoholic situation with the alcoholic face. So, anyways.
After listening to the details behind the toxic relationship between Chad and Kim, the detective moves on to the night Kim and Wendell were shot and killed by Chad.
The thing that I don't understand is Chad always walked away. Always walked away.
What did he tell me about the night that last night?
Okay.
I
texted him that morning at 3:23 because his brother had called me.
Yesterday morning?
Yeah, okay. I texted him, and I said, "Are you alive?" I just had this sinking sensation. His brother called me from Louisiana the Tuesday before. Janice, I can't get in touch with Chad. Emily couldn't. His daughter could not get in touch with him. He hadn't talked. I said, "Have you talked to Emily?" "No, I can't."
Okay.
"You can't?" I said, "Chad, you're a grown man. You can call and talk to whoever you want." He goes, "You just don't understand. You don't understand."
So I was at 3 in the morning.
But this was during that conversation, December 1st. Sorry, but at 3 in the morning, like 3:23, I just texted him and I said, "Are you alive?" No response, nothing whatsoever. So 8:15, I'm out with some friends. The phone
at
rang.
8:15 at night.
8:15
Okay.
last night. I'm out with some friends, and I didn't answer the phone because I thought I'm not going to be dragged back into this situation. He needs to fix it, decide what he wants to do with Kim.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't answer the phone. Kim posted a picture of them in the bar, and I'm going to tell you that picture that I'm looking at, Chad, you've seen people that are wired on something. My girlfriend Stacy was finding out information and finding her name, and then she's looking her up and she's telling me, I said, she's trying to help me find it. I said, I've got to go find him, or I said, I got to find out what's going on. And I go down the road, and as I'm talking to everybody, I hear all the sirens going back there. So I'm just driving down Jack's Branch Road until I see, if he did something, I said, then I'm going to follow the sirens. And then I did, and there you guys are.
The detective finishes up and moves on to the next interview. This time she will be interviewing Wendell's girlfriend, Sherry, who claims she was on the phone with him when he and Kim were both shot and killed by Chad.
And it's from my understanding that Wendell was your boyfriend?
Yes.
How long have you been dating Wendell?
2 weeks.
Okay, 2
But
weeks.
I've known him for about 10 years.
And how long have you known Kim?
About 2 weeks, but maybe 3. I just met her through Wendell.
Okay.
They grew up together, or they've known each other forever.
Okay. What did Wendell stay there? Live
Yes. Temporarily, he was in a motorcycle accident the week of Thanksgiving, and he
Okay.
got hurt really bad. And him and Kim have been friends forever, so they had him come stay there so that she could help take care of him because his back was hurting his head and he couldn't move around, he couldn't work. So he was staying there temporarily
Okay.
until he got on his feet.
So he's not been staying there very long. Okay.
Just since the accident, which was the week of Thanksgiving, I believe it was. No, Veterans Day. It was on Veterans Day.
Okay. Now, how do you know Chad?
I met him through Kim.
So would you say you known him about 2 weeks also?
I met him about a week and a half ago after I'd already met Kim, and I didn't care much for him, so I didn't really associate much with him.
What's their relationship?
Him and Kim were dating, but they fight all the time, and he's very aggressive and controlling, which is why I don't like him so.
What do they fight about?
Stupid stuff. Her going to the bar like Friday night. She went up to this place called Mustangs, and this woman named Joanne, I don't know her last name, was trying to tell Chad that Kim had men hanging all over her and she was hanging all over them. The normal bar stuff. And then last night we all went to Chasers. We had such a good time. They were getting along and everything. And his ex came in and she sat down at the table right behind me.
Do you know who the ex is?
Her name is Janice. I do not know her last name.
Okay.
Sherry's story is different from Janice's. In her version, Chad was a controlling, violent boyfriend who constantly argued with Kim, and she also mentions that Chad's ex-girlfriend, Janice, was at the bar the night Chad became a murderer. This contradicts Janice's story, where she claims Chad was the victim, and she was unable to reach him the night he killed his roommates.
So she sits next down to the table next to you.
She sat down at the table behind me, and Kim got upset because she was there, and Chad got upset because I guess Kim got upset, and they left shortly after.
Okay.
We stayed behind and we went to breakfast with Wolf and Rachel at Waffle House. I think we left there about 2:30 or something like that. I'm not sure.
Okay.
And we went and got our truck from Wolf and Rachel's and we went back to Kim's, and Wendell and I went to bed. I hate Chad. I'm sorry.
I know.
Passion.
Completely understand.
So anyway, Chad and Ashley were asleep. Kim was up because she had said she had done something to her arm. Now, I don't know if he did it or she actually did something to her arm. But she showed me her arm and it was all swollen up. She said, I'm going to go to the emergency room. I need to move your truck. So I gave her my keys. She moved my truck to the grass. We went on back to bed. I don't know if she ever went to ER or not. We were tired.
Okay.
So we went to bed. I don't know if she ever made it to ER or not. When we got up this morning, her truck was in the driveway.
So you left at 9 o'clock this morning by yourself?
No, I got up and had coffee. Wendell made me coffee like he always does. And we hung out for a little while and he smoked a cigarette and we just chit-chatted. And about 10:30, I left to go home. And we texted off and on during the day. And then he sent me a text. He said, I wished I wasn't staying here anymore. I'm so tired of listening to them fight. They were fighting. And he said he wasn't feeling well. His head was hurting. He had taken something for it. And he was sitting in the recliner. And I said, we talked a little bit more. I said, I'll call you at 8 like I always do. Because I normally get up at 3 to go to work. So I call him before I go to bed. So when I called him at 8, we were talking about our plans for the weekend. We were talking about movies, just chit-chat, normal chit-chat. And I said, well, I'm going to be going to bed soon. And I said, I love you. I'd do anything in the world for you. I said, if I need to take you to ER tomorrow, I will, because he's having complications because of the accident. I said, I'll take you to ER. And he said, okay, baby, you can pick me up after work. And I said, I love you. And he said, I love you too. And then all of a sudden I heard a loud bang noise and a woman scream. And then everything went dead. And I was screaming his name. He wouldn't answer, so I hung up. I kept calling his phone and calling his phone. Nobody would answer. So I texted him. No response. So I called Kim's phone. No response. I texted him. No response. Or texted her, I'm sorry. So anyway, I said, well, if something's wrong with Wendell, I'm worried that something has happened to him, because he's been having complications. I said, can you try to call him and see if he'll answer or go by there and check on him? Because he's not answering and I'm worried. And a little while later, Rachel called and said that her and Wolf were at the house and it was all roped off and there was cops and everything. And some other bystander told him that 2 people were dead in the house, but they didn't know who or any details. And then we talked back and forth a few, and then I talked to you.
Okay, but you were on the phone with him, and you said he called him right at 8, and it was a 7 minute and
7 minutes and 39 seconds. I looked at my phone.
And you guys are starting to say your goodbyes, say I love you, and all of a sudden you hear a loud bang and a female scream.
And then a scream.
And that's all that you ever heard. Did the phone stay open, like on an open line or anything? Could you hear anything else?
Not after the bang and the screaming. I hung up and was trying to call back and nobody would call. But I have seen Chad get aggressive with Kim. I've heard them argue and fight. They do it all the time. He's very jealous, he's very possessive, and he's very controlling.
Okay.
Why he would shoot Wendell, I don't know, unless Wendell was trying to defend himself or defend Kim. I don't know, because I'm not in Chad's head. I don't know.
But you know that Kim and Chad have a really bad relationship.
They fight all the time, and Chad is very aggressive. Now, I've never, ever seen him get into it with Wendell. As the only thing I've ever seen is them getting along just fine, so I don't know where that came from. I don't know why.
Okay.
Like I said, unless Wendell was trying to defend Kim, maybe he was trying to get the gun from him. I don't know.
Okay.
Now that she has a better understanding of who Chad is and why he may have wanted to kill Kim and Wendell, it's time to talk with Chad.
Oh, shit. Where I belong, I guess.
Give us just a minute, okay? And we'll come here and talk with you, okay?
I want a lawyer.
Give us just a second.
I didn't even get the chance to introduce myself, but I'm investigator Bernard, okay? Just want to give you a heads up. I know you've been waiting for a long time in the back of the car, but I just want to give you a heads up what we're going to do, so it's just going to be a little bit longer, okay? We're going to collect your clothes, and we're going to come and get crime scene to come in here and do all that for you, okay? You got plenty of water? You need anything else?
I'd like to have a smoke somewhere.
Unfortunately, I can't do that in here. I wouldn't mind, but if I had the means to do that, I wouldn't mind at all. I can't in here, and no smoke inside the building.
Okay.
Okay? You need anything else? Okay, so just, if you don't mind, sit and wait. That's all it is at this point, okay?
Yeah, I'm not going to make any statements until I get a lawyer.
That's fine. I understand that, and that's why I just want to tell you what.
I mean, I'm going to cooperate with you guys,
Okay.
but I want representation.
That's completely fair, but I just wanted you to know while you're sitting here for a long time, that's why you're sitting here for a long time. Because we're just waiting for people to come in here, okay? Alright?
Well, how much is a long time?
Well, I gotta wait for crime scene to get here and for them to do their thing. It's a process, unfortunately, okay?
You have a phone number?
Buddy, you got my phone or it's still laying out there in the yard? I don't know.
Where you employed at right now?
Nowhere.
Unemployed?
Unemployed. Yep.
How long you been unemployed?
Oh, about 4 months, 3 months, something like that. Oh, shit. Oh, whatever. Oh, God. Forgive me. Oh, damn it, Kim. Just wouldn't quit. I should have just left. Too late now. You got what you wanted. Been wearing these for a long time. Oh.
Chad refused to talk with the detectives, despite having told the 911 dispatcher and the officer that arrested him that he was the shooter. Unfortunately for Chad, the police already had more than enough evidence to charge him with murder, so he would be transported to the local jail.
When I go get the smoke.
Huh? You're not, man.
No. Hey, can I stand up? You can. I'll keep you cuffed in the front. You've been cooperative with me.
Yes, sir, I'm not, position. By no means.
Busted shoulders like that.
I used to be a hellion, but I'm
Yeah, I know how it is.
too damn broke up.
You're being charged with first-degree murder, premeditated murder. Okay.
Premeditated.
Yes, sir.
It wasn't premeditated. That's why I want a lawyer.
Okay.
2 counts.
I'm sorry.
How many counts?
2.
They both died.
Yes, sir.
I don't regret it.
What did you say, Chad?
In the end, Chad would be charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. Prosecution announced that they would be seeking the death penalty if they were able to secure a conviction. Fearing the death sentence, Chad accepted a plea deal where he would receive life in prison without the possibility of parole. What are your thoughts on this case? Please share them in the comments below.